Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second session this morning after our break. We're continuing with this theme of Indo-China markets. We heard a lot about that in the first session. This morning we heard some of these unique characteristics of Indo-China markets. High growth, certainly, but also some unique challenges. Regulatory framework maybe not fully developed, legal framework not fully developed, very low ARPUs, we heard Michael talk about that, multi-SIM, high churn environment. So potential for sure with high growth, but also some unique challenges. And I'm very pleased that our panel today, I think, represents quite a spectrum of markets in the Indo-China region. We think about Indo-China in its broader sense here, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand and Myanmar. So I'm very pleased we've got representatives from, let's say, more emerged markets, well developed in terms of Thailand, but also a market that's just emerging. And I think we're going to have some very interesting discussion with our colleague from Myanmar. So perhaps if I address Dr. Ung Kiet first, and just ask him to talk a little bit about some of those unique challenges and perhaps how his organization has developed to address those and some of the techniques that they've found to be successful.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Okay, my name is Ung Kiet. I'm representing to the National Gateway. We are the company providing IPLC services and Internet Gateway services. Okay. To answer Simon's questions, yes, at the very beginning we discovered some challenges, even from Thailand regulations. Okay, because whenever we have to do interconnection across Thailand border, we still have to go through some specific processes. Okay, to get permission and do direct interconnection with our partner in neighboring countries. Okay, this one is the first step. Okay, to do business with countries in Indo-China. So, and the second one is we discovered that countries like Laos or Cambodia or even Myanmar, okay, they have the very good partnership with other countries that they have borderline with. For example, Laos, they have good relationship with China. They also have good relationship with Vietnam. So when we want to have approach this market, okay, we have to be very competitive in terms of price, because at the first time that we step into that market, it's really hard for us, okay, to convince our customer how good we are, because they don't try our service yet. So the only thing that pronounced is the number. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're talking about there, it's a commodity sale, right? So these
yes. Price. At the beginning, customer perception might think that internet is the commodities.
So how do you deal with that? I mean, what's the differentiation strategy to just stop it becoming how many dollars per megabit?
Okay, yeah, it's dropped dramatically. Okay, I got a chance to talk to Mr. Simon earlier. Okay, he shared to me that 3 years ago, okay, the price per meg in Cambodia is about $1,000 per meg. Okay, but right now it's dropped below $100 per meg. Okay, so the price dropped dramatically. But the good thing for us is that we are not competing directly with providers in Vietnam who is very competitive, but we are competing with our friends here, right here, or other Thai operators. Okay, and this is very good because our cost structure comparing to our other Thai operators, I think pretty much the same level. Okay, but we got advantage in such a way that people living in Cambodia, in Laos or Myanmar, they absorb a lot of Thai cultures. Okay, as a result, they download a lot of content from Thailand. So we use this strength as our advantage to compete with other operators in China or Vietnam. Okay, this is what we are doing now.
Okay, so you've got the market reality of a lot of traffic coming back to Thailand anyway, which gives you an opportunity then to...
Exactly. At least Thai dramas do something very good.
Excellent. Maybe if we can hear from the CAT perspective from Songkol, maybe talk about what's happening in Thailand specifically, perhaps government policy and regulation, and how CAT is going to address those developments.
for the development of the ICT in Thailand, there is the policy from the Ministry of ICT that they call Smart Thailand. They have the goals that in 2015 we should have the coverage to 80% of the population. Yeah, and then the next goal is in 2020 it have to be cover 95% of the populations. I think this policy makes us to have a very tough job, all the operators in Thailand, not only CAT, TOT, also the private operator also, because at the moment the coverage can be only about 30-35% of the population. And then if we have the goal to reach 80% in the next 3 years, we will see that is a huge amount of infrastructure that we have to make. And we will use both wireless and wireless to accomplish these goals. So at the moment in Thailand, we have 2 operators that can execute the 3G. The one is the CAT and the other one is TOT. We already got the license, we got the frequency spectrum already. So we hope that this 3G, or we call SSPA or whatever, can help to expand, to cover the goal that the government need. And also I heard that maybe around 4th quarter of this year, there will be an auction from the NBTC for another, I think 3 or 4, it can be 4 operators license for the 3G. So in that case, these 4 new operators will help to expand the network for the goals also. And besides that, the government would like to have a Wi-Fi hotspot over the countries, and especially in the case of CAT or TOT, we are a state enterprise. So the policy of the minister is that they would like to have a free Wi-Fi, free. Yeah, so it's quite tough also. This is tough job. But if the private operator can support this, it will be very welcome, as the ministry would like to get the support from all operators. But anyway, for CAT and TOT, we have to support because we are a state enterprise. They try, not yet finalized, but we have the fund in the NBTC. We call it a Universal Service Obligation Fund. They got this fund from the licensee, type 3, like a CAT, TOT. We have to pay the NBTC 4% of the revenue, 4% every year we have to pay. So this fund have a lot of money. In the past, the NBTC consider only voice service to be USO. But I try to convince the NBTC that not only voice is USO, internet should be USO too. NBTC agree already to take into account that the internet is USO. So it means they can allow the fund for USO to support on this kind of projects. So we hope that the free Wi-Fi can get some support from NBTC, from the USO funds. So if in that case, I think you as the foreigners, operators may interest to contribute to Thailand by using the USO fund. You can come to Thailand to make infrastructure like free Wi-Fi or whatever, and then you can get the money from the NBTC too. So this is one opportunity that I see. And the other opportunity in Thailand is that the government have the policy to keep the tablet, let's see, let's call it first computer for child, whatever that many countries call it. They have the plan to give about 1 million tablet free to the first grade of the student in Thailand. So it means they need, if only tablet maybe not so valuable, they need connection, they need internet connection to get online. And so the infrastructure is very important, as I already mentioned, that otherwise 1 million tablet would be no use. And the software, the application to make the children to be fruitful using the tablet, very important too. So if you are expert in the content, in the application, there is room for you to come to invest in Thailand for those kind of users, because you already see it's come sure, because the government already have the budget and already order the tablet. That will make a lot of things have to be developed in Thailand, and we also try to make the infrastructure for the business also. The infrastructure, we think we have the experience, because we are in the telecom world, in the telecom service for many years, like more than 125 years, from King Rama V. He set up the Post and Telegraph Department more than 125 years ago. So we learn by our experience for the telecommunication, but for the content and application, we are not so clean in that. So you have a lot of opportunity to come and to make the application. For example, if you can make games, interesting games, you can have a good business in Thailand, because a lot of people they love games, and in the past the infrastructure is not so good, so they cannot play game much fun like today, because some games need very high bandwidth, but nowadays they can. So if you have the games that interesting like that, so you can come to provide in Thailand. And I would like to say another thing, that if you would like to come to provide a service to Indo-China, if you cannot contact or connect directly to Laos, to Cambodia, to Myanmar, or to Malaysia, can have the fiber connection to all these countries. To Myanmar, we have the fiber connection at 2 points. One is at Mae Sot and Mewadi. We have a connection fiber, and another one at Mae Sai and Tha Khile of Myanmar. For the Laos, we have at the moment 2 points, also from Nong Khai to Vientiane, and another one is from Mukdahan to Savanakhet in Laos, and we are going to have another 2 points, Nakhon Phanom to the other city in Laos too. And for the Cambodia, we have at the Chong Mek one connection, and we have another one at Kok Kong in Cambodia. Malaysia, we have 2 connections, 2 points. So one is in Padang Besar, another one in another city that I cannot remember the name, but okay, we have 2 connections too. So it means and CAT have the submarine cable more than 10 route to international. So it means in any point in the world can connect to CAT, and from CAT can connect to Indo-China. So I think we are ready for you to come to Indo-China without investing much about the transmission, about the fiber connection, whatever. You need only the application, you need only the content, you need only the service. For the network, we prepare for you already. It's ready ready to move in, let's say. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Kun Songkol has issued some invitations for the participation in some very aggressive regulatory challenges with a rollout commitment. And there's the price. The price floor has been set. It's free. So there's some challenges for the Thai operators. I think it moves nicely into the one remaining virgin market, I think it was called this morning, Myanmar. So if I can invite Tinwin maybe to tell us just what's happening in Myanmar now in terms of government regulatory policy, talk about the opportunities there.
Yes, good morning, Mingalaba, and good morning, Honorable Moderator, our colleagues, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to give a short brief about our Myanmar telecom industry. Today, our government of Myanmar is expanding basic infrastructure, including ICT for national development. You can see a lot of changes in various sectors. So please let me explain shortly about our ICT organization of Myanmar. So under the Ministry of Communication, Post and Telegraph, we call it MCPT, and there are 2 departments named Post and Telecoms Department, we call it PTD, and then which as a regulator, which manage policies and regulations, and Myanmar Post and Telecoms, we call it MPT, to operate the market. So presently we have 2 internet sub-providers. One is Myanmar Post and Telecom, and from the government, and Yaranabon Teleports, which I'm currently working as a private company. So as the demand of the ICT requirement increases, so our government realized that we need a participation of the private companies to work together to empower the development of ICT sector. That was our Yaranabon Teleport was founded in 2001 with an investment ratio of 40-60% between the government and our private companies. We have about our Yaranabon Teleport, we have about 700 employees and 3 branch offices in Myanmar and 1 branch office in Singapore. So we are one of the key players and pleased to take a deal of responsibilities in operations and the development of Myanmar ICT sector. So I would like to conclude my introductory dialogue with a few important messages. We are now working on Myanmar's strong desire to develop the country's telecoms and ICT industry. We are trying to attract local and foreign investment in terms of capital as well as technical transfer. Also, I would like to invite all of you to come and see what is Myanmar and what is Myanmar doing, what are the changes there and what are happening there. So I believe this meeting is very successful and we could find future business cooperation opportunities to work together for the development of telecom sector through a valuable discussion. Thank you very much for your kind attention. So,
Perhaps if I may follow up, I think Myanmar's in this very unique situation of being able to leapfrog all of the stages of evolution that perhaps some of the neighbouring countries have been through. If you were to say, which model are you looking at if we look at the countries in the region that you would most want to emulate? Which one do you think you can learn from is most relevant?
Okay, well, so I would like to explain a little bit about what is happening in Myanmar, you see, very shortly. So, Myanmar is opening now. So, the new government has formed new policies and started reforming the telecoms law, rules and regulation. So, at the moment, we are waiting for the approval from the parliament. So, probably the new telecoms law will come out within this year. And then also our government is trying to attract the local and foreign investments and rest of the technical transfer as I mentioned before, and then to promote private sector participation in all areas. And what I mean is our government released a lot in all of the areas, all of the sectors, and there are dynamic changes you see in various business. So please come and have a look at what is happening in Myanmar. So another question is about the development of how to develop our market in Myanmar. So we have a plan to develop the market. How to develop the market is one is to increase the mobile density. That means our present mobile density is about 5.2, and 6% is for the including the fixed line. We have only 6% daily density is Myanmar, so which is very quite low compared to our neighbors country. All the Asian country we are quite low. So that we are trying to increase our mobile density up to 50% by 2015. Within 5 years, we have 5 years plan. So 2012-13 is the first year plan that now we are participating to implement 4 million mobile telephone within 1 year. You see, for the second year maybe 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, 8 million for 5 years, altogether 30 million within 5 years. We have a plan to do. Yes, we are now doing that. Already started this year, and then now some this month also we already launched for the first phase, and then we are going to launch second and third phase in this year within 3 months. So the first year will end at before July. So the second term will start in August, you see. So, and also at the moment we provide 2.5G and then later to 3G, of course. And also we provide value-added services as just like a white top. White top means Yadanabul top for outbound. And also we are going to participate in the inbound traffic also. We are going to do in July. It's very soon. So we understand that to reach the higher sales volume, led to lower unit cost and higher long run profit. So and also we're going to build a comprehensive price model just to reduce the price of the SIM card like this. So actually before we start, long time ago, we started about the one SIM card is about $1,500 before. It's about 15-20 years ago. But now we reduced, now our 5 years plan reduced to $200, you see. So that we reduced from $1,500 to $200 at the moment. So it's a quite good price. And also we intend to reduce the price year by year, maybe until we follow our legal standard like a free SIM card like this. So at the moment we have to instruct to build our infrastructure where we have to spend a lot so that now we trying to reduce our SIM card value, you see. But this year we reduced $200, next year $150, and the third year $100 like this, and the last year maybe we can give a free SIM card at the last 5th year. So that is how we have a plan to increase our develop the market in Myanmar. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Dr. Runkit, I come back to you. This seems a very rosy market for you, what with expansion domestically that we hear about through the regulatory drive, also internationally, your neighbours growing very fast.
Yes.
Easy job, I think, just put in the
I hope
capacity
so.
and you can sell it. So,
Yes, I hope so.
but what's it really like? What's the reality?
But the reality is, yes, in terms of infrastructure, like CAT, we also have infrastructure connecting to Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia. Okay. The challenge that we are seeing here is, like what I mentioned earlier, is the competition from other neighboring countries that have borderline with those Indo-China countries. But of course, we have to find the strength. The strength that we have here is that we have very close culture to Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar, comparing to countries like China or Vietnam. This is what we are working to do business with them. The other challenge that I can think of is we are trying to do some working with Myanmar. Okay, we could feel that the country is still not like open up completely. Okay, still like I still feeling it's like a protected market. Okay. This is what I can feel.
What about the capacity? I mean, there's limited submarine cable connectivity, certainly. Let's talk about that. Is that going to be a constraint to the development of the industries in these countries?
In terms of submarine cable landing in those countries?
Yes.
In Cambodia, as far as I know, there is no cable landing in Cambodia. Okay, in Laos is a landlocked country, so that Laos people they have no choice but to use capacity from other neighboring countries. Okay, for Thailand, okay, still just only CAT have submarine cables. Okay, we can position ourselves as a land bridge. Okay, if international countries want to connect to those Indo-China countries, they can connect to Thailand and using our country as a land bridge to those emerging markets.
Just coming back to the maybe the developments in Myanmar, I think many of these people will want to talk to you later. I know you talked about the rapidly opening up markets. We also heard this morning though about perhaps some of the lessons that could be learned. I think Michael from Bimplecom talked about Cambodia and Vietnam, where there's a lot of licenses and weak regulation. How are you going to avoid going through those issues in Myanmar? Are you seeing very clear government policy about slowly developing the market? What's your thoughts on that? How to avoid those sort of pitfalls?
Okay, so it depends on the government policies. So we have prepared everything, and then once the new telecom laws, rules and regulation approved by the parliament, so all the foreign companies also, but we expect maybe a first step, maybe another 2 or 3 operators should be coming confirmed by the parliament. And then maybe after that, maybe another 2. At the moment, we expect only 2 after the government MPT. So another 2 will come. Definitely, another 2 operators will come up. But for others, like what you say, what are the opportunities for the foreign investors like this? So, it's a very strong need for us to build a telecom infrastructure. So, say something like a mobile network operator, broadband network operator, and then network construction, fiber layout, fiber laying out of the project, something, and also the equipment manufacturing. Because for my company, that's around my head office area, there are 10,000, we own 10,000 acres of land, a big land, and then we welcome all the foreign investors to build, to manufacture some accessories related to the telecom industry. We welcome everybody to come and invest to our Yaranabon Cyber City. We have one Cyber City, and where my head office is there. So, we can set up a joint venture or strategic alliance with FPT or well-known the local telecom company, where we have a lot of telecom company doing with us. Now we are joining with some about 23 companies doing together with us with Yaranabon and doing the 5 years at mobile telephone project. We are doing with 23 companies, very small companies. We are doing together. We are work together. So that means also the government opened a lot, and then all the small companies also can participate in many projects related to the ICT industry.
Maybe I'll ask the same question of Kun Songpol as I asked Kun Kid earlier. With so much competition in the wholesale markets now, Kun Kid talked about, particularly from Vietnam and China, how do you stop the price erosion and just becoming a commodity in the international wholesale now? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it is the fact that in the international market now, the broadband bandwidth is like a commodity now, because everybody try to get the customer, so try to reduce the price. And anyway, we cannot control that one, because it's a nature that everybody have to do. So we notice that, and we aware about that, and we have to find another thing to solve this problem. In my idea, I think that just to sell the bandwidth is not enough. We should sell the total solution. For example, if some corporate or some organization, they need to use the ICT, so we not just to sell the bandwidth to them, but we have to help them to study how the ICT will help them to reduce the cost, to make them have more potential to fight in the international market in their field. I mean, and then you have to help them to design the configuration, the network, design the process, design the way how to utilize the ICT to be the best efficiency. And then in this case, if you have integrate the solution, the content and application in the project, it will be very difficult for your competitors to come and to take away, because to develop the application is not just a plug and play, no, cannot be that. It takes maybe half a year or more than a year, so very difficult. So your customer will stuck with you if you sell the total solution, but if you sell only the bandwidth, they can go away within 1 day. They just tell you, okay, I will cancel this contract by the end of this month, whatever. So that is my idea, that we have to find the other way, not just to try to fight in the pricing war. It doesn't help. It doesn't help anything.
That puts a big strain on the organization, and now you've got to develop new skills, new sales processes, a whole range of new competencies to address that, to deliver that.
Yes, we have to develop a lot, because as you know, we are monopoly for a long time. As I told you, that more than 125 years that we are in the telecommunication market, but in those days we are monopolized. So no problem that we don't need, maybe we don't need sale. We need only the counter for the customer to walk in and to ask for the service, and have to wait for many months or whatever. No problem. They have to wait. No, you can, but nowadays it's not like that. Nowadays, everything changed a lot. We have many competitors, and our competitor is very good, excellent, because they are very flexible. They are not state enterprise. They are a private company. The rules and regulations are much different from the state enterprise. That is very tough job for CAN. But anyway, we have to survive. We have to try our best. So we change the service mind of our people, that we have to focus on the customer, that the marketing technique, they said customer centric. We learn a lot from many methods. Anyway, now our people, they know they are in the war, not in the normal situation. So they are willing to fight for survival. So they change their mind, they change the way they work. They need only a good coach, good guide to direct, to coach them, that okay, which way have to go, which way have to think about, and then they are willing to do that. So I think we more or less we are on the same level for competition also. But for the people, we are about the same, but the rules and regulations still not the same. That is very tough job for me. For example, when we would like to do any projects, we have to propose this project to be approved by our board of directors. After that, we have to send to the Ministry of ICT to approve, and then have to send to the NESDB National Economic Social Board, and then they have to consider and then send to the cabinet to approve. So very long process. When compared to the private sector, I think maybe they approve by one person, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. So this is the thing that we face difficulties, but we cannot avoid that because we are state enterprise. So that we have a handicap, some handicap.
So, Khun Kit, are you going to move the same way in terms of supporting applications and services to differentiate? You're not hampered perhaps by the
Okay, I think that's
approval processes?
That's very possible in the future. Okay, but at this moment we are doing the same thing that Khun Somkot is mentioned in the local market. Okay, but of course in the future, if we have the bigger customer, okay, the more and more customer, bigger bandwidth, then it's very possible. At this moment, I think what we are doing now is trying to help our customer grow their bandwidth in that country. Okay, one thing I can think of is that we have gaming companies, which of course is going to induce the customer in their countries to use more and more bandwidth. In that case, we could differentiate ourselves with other competitors in other countries. Another thing, I think Thailand can position ourselves as the authentic route to provide internet bandwidth in those Indo-China countries. This is another way of doing that.
Well, thank you very much to our panelists. We've had a complete spectrum of markets, environments, from heavily regulated environments to more open, and of course to the very much emerging market of Myanmar. So we've got time perhaps for just one or two questions, if anybody would like to take advantage of having our panelists on stage. Don't be shy. Tim.
Yes, I wanted to direct my questions to Mr. Nguyen. Do you see the development of Myanmar? I see that you only have a small number of copper lines. Do you see the country moving towards fiber directly and sort of bypassing what we would all call an older system of copper?
Okay. So at the moment, so we have our international connectivity with 7v3. We have about 6 gig there, and 2 gig from the cross border. So mostly from the Thailand, China border, and then 1 from the Indian border. So altogether we have about 8 gig for the national, for the whole nation, you see. So as I have mentioned before, that we are expanding our data density within 5 years. Also, we may need more and more international connectivity. But during our local, so we have one fiber layout, which is owned to the Defense, Ministry of Defense, which about 14,000 kilometers. So we rely on that. But we are now doing the fiber layout all over the country, in our country, which are owned by our own. So we are laying out that one, but it's not completed yet. So that means that we are doing that. We know that we need good infrastructure within 5 years, so that we are doing the fiber layout at the moment all over the country. But before, we are relying on the Defense MOD, we call it MOD, Ministry of Defense, which is about 14,000 kilometers, which I've already done before. It's about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So now we are doing all the fiber layers all over the country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm afraid we're out of time, so it only remains for me to thank our panelists very much for their contribution today. Thank you.